Мы решили не курить. Вот. Мы решили не курить. А почему-то загрузил не то. Автосейв, квиксейв, конечно же. Мы загружаем квиксейв. Да. Вот. Давайте глянем, какой там у нас квест. Разбогатейте. Что значит разбогатейте? А, разгладающего деятеля искусства. Хорошо.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing
Ух
to
ты.
see here.
Концептуализация 18. Давайте улучшим одеждой. Так. Вот это, да? Ага. Наверное, это все, что я могу сейчас сделать.
Just an ordinary wall.
58%. Давайте пробовать.
Yeah.
Блять!
Why? It's a wall.
Why must we
Блять.
stop to look at this?
Сука. Жопа сгорела, блять.
There, on that balcony. Do you see it? Straight into a bull ring with no prep talk? No, no, no. It's your first rehearsal helps fine-tune a performance. Learn your lines so they can flow out of you, like Herk Zeitung's legendary soliloquy in Hoppla, jetzt komm ich. Artistos are known to repel wealth. It bounces off their skin like rubber. The moment nonsense. No one repels wealth. The businessmen it's true. Some of them are known to turn the entire. What you need to do is lure them in with a strong one-liner. Get them on your side before you've even finished a sentence. Show us what you've got. Pretend you're facing the skull girl. What is this? A dating agency? Are you looking for a pretty young thing to sponsor? Never mix business and pleasure. Never. Holy moly. Are we being arrested here? Only tax inspectors and debt collectors speak like that. You don't want to start your business relationship with, but it would catch her off guard. That's always an advantage. Mamma mia, if this isn't the top seller in La Delta. Okay then, off you go.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Not an umbrella, I hope. I don't need one myself, you see. Sadly, I need this one myself. It's hydrophobic, repels water, almost magically. The company what I can do for you is answer some questions. Nothing like talking to pass a rainy day. More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything. Glad to have been of
Давайте сейчас
assistance.
повысим. Полицейская волна нам нужна. То есть мы повышаем сейчас шансы.
You're back. Good. What can I help you? More lessons in basic reality?
6 kilometers southwest in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black dog licking its wounds in the grass. To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins, whispers, "You heard what happened?" "Yes, he lost his mind," Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. "Don't worry, Emil, we always do."
You? You're an officer of the RCM, Preciso Mundo. Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolution.
Yes, we are the Revachol Citizens Militia.
He's being sarcastic.
Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin. The RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts, 3 pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be honest, laissez-faire stasis to the benefit.
All 3 are good to know when we are out policing.
There's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that the RCM keeps everything the way our seemingly... Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. Let me tell you, dear, the post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. Gang warfare, they called it the international zone, because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the coalition failed. A true blue citizens' initiative. They will never forgive you.
That's somewhat of an exaggeration. In reality, ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement. Revacholians get to keep the peace in Revachol, and the coalition doesn't have to worry about it. Anyway, sorry to intrude. Please continue.
Yes, Lieutenant. Permit me to conclude with this. Who you are, to me, is the police. The only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol. And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, Well, I'm here to help. Nothing more nor less than...
Yes,
He's being sarcastic.
we are.
Yes, that means permit me to conclude with this. And if those authorities drink so hard, they're glad to have been of assistance.
Блин.
Give me a moment.
Угу.
A plaster cast, honestly. He does kind of look like you after all.
He was definitely controversial. The tenant here seems to like him. There aren't many communists around, not after the revolution. Some youth still keep the idea.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
I don't believe it. I've never known those boys to have manners. There'll never be skulls, but their hearts are in the right place.
She throws you a conspiratorial glance, then presses her finger to her lips and
Have you noticed the quiet? Every so often, you might hear a gunshot pierce the air somewhere. This place is a sepulchre. We'll paint it red. We bring the raucous. You bring the sirens.
What's that? The piggy's looking to get into the art market with a snappy business pitch. Watch out, or you'll be auctioned off and face the...
the lieutenant straightens his back, waiting to... Are we witnessing a performance, perhaps? She stares at you, fearlessly, waiting for a response.
No, we will not check anyone down today.
Don't come at me with that. You've got nothing on me. Not a pork scratching. Too bad, pork sausage. I don't sell my art. The whole point of graffitio being on the street is so everyone can see it.
There has to be a way to convey. Forget this public art. She must have something private and esoteric. something that tormented her until she brought it into existence.
I don't do personal, if that's what you sickos are after. No navel-gazing no one cares. I know I don't, so...
Perfect. She isn't interested. All the more reason to move on from this little side task.
Your partner here gets it. Anything else I can not do for you, gentlemen?
Внушение, блядь. Так, есть на что-нибудь по внушению? Внушение +1. Так. Это единственное, что я могу сделать.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my
42%.
mural?
She's
Блядь.
locked up tight. What does she want? Maybe it's as simple as asking her, but whine about it so she feels superior.
Squeal. Then maybe we can talk business.
Ким, давай ты. Позорно палает, завывая. Гав-гав-гав.
Oh, come on. I was just starting to have some fun.
Иди нахуй, блядь. Тварь, бля, ебаная. Так. Мы обосрались, кажется. Да. 50% и ролл не на моей стороне. Да. Там даже больше было, 58, по-моему. Ничего нет. Погнали за ловушками. Там, где саранча, ловушки, тут и вся хуйня. Печали.
Your munching has ruined my concentration! There's nothing for you to understand here. It is not her death you are investigating. I was 22 when I returned from King Guillaume's Akira operation in the south and found...
The Akira operation was a 7-year campaign, during which suzerain Guillaume's army forcefully...
I won her back. But while I was dealing with some... issues...
You were like a dark cloud sucking the joy out of every living thing around you. And you hurt her.
I...
Those days and memories are gone.
The old soldier says nothing, but when his glance quickly runs over Gaston's face, there's an odd look in his eyes.
Самообладание. Так, давайте улучшим наши навыки. Есть еще что-то?
Your munching has ruined my concentration.
Still,
Блядь, да...
all you see is an old soldier refuses to replace his uniform with a civilian attire.
Да ну нахуй. Пиздец, у меня было 80 с хуем процентов на это. 8, ебать.
Anything else I can assist you with, officer?
Сука.
We still have a game to finish.
Пиздец, вот это жопа бомбанула нахуй. 83%. Мне на ролл не везет вообще пиздец в последнее время. Последние броски просто провариваю. Только.
How may I head the citizens' militia on this fine day?
Риторику. Ну давайте риторику повышать. Ёб твою мать. Вот так, риторика.
It is such a pleasure to see you
Опять
again,
83.
officer.
Вот сейчас опять пососу,
How may
блядь.
I head?
All right,
Нет,
this is how
наконец-то.
we're gonna do it.
Ладно, вот как мы можем поступить.
Like what, officer? This is as good as they come in Revachol, I assure you.
An array of delicious recipes flashes through your mind. Salad. This calls for an engineering angle. Structural rigidity, exposed rafters, lattice works, that type of approach.
Mon Dieu, that is an excellent idea. That would virtually negate the component loss. Ce serait délicieux. Can you make that sandwich, officer? I hope you are not just tricking an old man out of the little he has left. Or god of sandwiches, maybe? But in the meanwhile, what can I do for you here and now, officer? Sweet, sweet, of course, officer. Sure, officer. No.
Ну хоть что-то, блядь, я выиграл нахрен. Ёпарасты. Хоть что-то. Хоть что-то. А, давайте еще подбежим к бабке, к этой старой. Я забыл, что с ней еще надо поговорить.
Oh, look.
The woman is still hunched over the railing, her head swaying.
Huh? What is it? What do you want? And what is that?
Great. He asked the Pines rep about the pale, and now he's talking to everyone about it. Fine then. Just try not to black out again, and don't contemplate. We don't have time for that.
It's death, but for the universe, oh, we're contemplating the living shit out of this.
Exactly what I didn't want you to do. Ma'am, my partner wanted to know if you work in pale...
No offense. But your partner? Seems like a bit of an idiot.
Republica, a filterless cigarette from Misk.
Neither is spell transportation. Life is transitory. Like Gabriel Buenguerro in Pergunte a Poeira. You're the opposite of me. The smell of liquor on Gabriel's lips after the shoot. In the motor park. The roses on the day of Franco Negro's coronation. On the grand stairs of Ryle. The smoke, the look on her face, like an orgasm. The wound in her chest. My hand in my father's hand. Except, I never had a father. And I never... Heroic doses, heroic. Thought insertion? Dithering? The Grad Catalan Magistral? It's more than dangerous. It's sad. When you've seen it all go away like that, rolling off like the sea, and then come back to this... What are we doing here? For thousands of years, Gabriel. It doesn't have to be like this. We can just give up. We can just become a vapor. Like looking into the ocean at night. You cannot see it, but you know it's there. And it's big, bigger than anything. Bigger than all the other things combined. In the belly of an airship, behind the cell windows. So you don't look straight into it. It's not advised. No, the same one, a roller. They all are nowadays. Special wheels for connecting to the floor of the hold.
The wheels all small and round, multi-axle trailers.
Nothing, until it starts. When you are deep enough. Then, for me, it's like autumn. Dark, gray, and...
Nostalgia. Cooped up in the cabin, shaking. Terrible nostalgia. For yourself.
Yes.
No elaboration.
They say there is a point. One that I have not crossed. In the Pale, super deep. If you stray too far, of course, on the U41A, it's a point you cannot come back from. Your mind becomes so radiant with the past, there is a flip. Instead of writing, it erases memory, nearing some kind of indescribable... Maybe you've been down the motorway south? It's a story as lone horsemen tell. Lone horsemen, Tarife, not Pale drivers. Way beyond the established Pale that's lit by radio and dark. And the process begins. Erasure, kilometer by kilometer.
In the center of this town, there's a ghostly motorway, she sang.
They say I've been away on a kind of holiday. No one knows what's at the end. I've only glimpsed the beginning. I've only felt it in the distance when I was a child. A child growing on the lake. Hosianna.
There is nothing more to do now. She is receding in the clutches of some indescribable scattered emotion.
You've fried both your brains enough for today, detective. Let's get some air. This one's far gone.
Everything's still cool here. You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing.
If he really wants to save the economy, he'd let you pay with net worth. Go over and ask him if you can.
The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100.
Stylish shades, huh? They'd be even more stylish if you paid for them with net worth. Go over and ask him.
A man who knows his style. Much respect.
The trap stands empty amongst the reeds, powdered with snow. No insect sounds or movement around.
Fantastic.
The locusts, dazed from being transported, slowly begin to acclimate. They're not really going to get the chance to get comfortable here.
Good. Now that's done. When do you think we will return? Don't answer that. It was a...
Так, отлично. С Ноиком. Фигурки. Блин, да тут и делать-то нечего толком, блять, на самом деле. Уже все сделал. Ну, только если зайти в это место. Сюда. Давайте сохранимся. Ну-ка.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, adorned with the expression.
Опачки, логика. Ну это все. Пойдем куцураги, блядь, куцараги.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone while the other watches him do it.
Yes. Yes.
It doesn't look like he knows what that means.
Понятно. Хорошо. Вот как-то можно внутрь попасть. Вот, собственно говоря, вот это вот хуета. Блять, а где тут можно мину взять?
The mother of human.
Yes, what is it? The swallow, you mean? Great, thanks. I don't want to make anything work. Yes, anything. I don't want to make anything work.
Hey, what makes
Шутите, 97%. Вы ебанутые нахуй. Вы ебанутые, блядь. Вы, сука, ебанутые. 97%. То есть, смотрите, смотрите. Вот там вот есть дверь. Вот там вот есть дверь, блядь. Да? Там вот есть дверь, которая открывается с помощью... Если у тебя проверка на 3% пройдет из 100. Естественно, она не сработает, блядь. Естественно, она не сработает, блядь. Это проверка, понимаете, в чем прикол, блядь? Вот. Ну, 3% это пиздец. Вот. Тут 97%. И, блядь, у меня выпадает 3%. Тут вот то, что я, ну, провалюсь, короче. Послушайте, а что, если мы предложим вам разделить прибыль? Нет, это плохая, лучше помолчать.
Nope. Not interested in your degenerate money schemes.
Заработок.
Interesting. A police officer trying to evict a citizen from a public space, despite the Wayfarer Act.
The Wayfarer Act states that citizens have the right to gather in public spaces unless they're disrupting the public.
And she's not disrupting any order.
I'm a circuit vendor, and no one ever has anything against circuit vendors.
Look at how pleased she is with herself, playing with her important science machines. Academics. All you hear is the accelerated heart rate in your ears,
А тут зато я
pounded at
выиграл,
100
блядь.
BPM.
Ты
Beat
слышишь
by
только собственный
beat,
пульс
your
в
blood
ушах.
red is for conflict.
God! Easy now. I'll go. It's not an issue. Can I pack my things first?
Is that really necessary, detective?
Okay, I'm going. You can tell the ravers that they can move.
She turns off her computer and leaves.
Ну просто давайте посмотрим, что произойдет. Ну, допустим, вот я типа выгнал ее. Хорошо, она не захотела сотрудничать. 97% у меня было шансов на успех, блядь, и я пососал, блядь. Вот просто это просто, ну, ни в какие ворота не лезет. 97. Я вот уверен, если я подойду, попробую сейчас взломать эту ту дверь, блядь, ебучую. Давайте, кстати, сходим туда там сейчас. Потому что, скорее всего, я буду перезагружать эту хуйню. Блять, пиздец, я хуй его знает. Вот смотрите, это противоположный вариант. То есть у меня было 97% на успех, 3 на провал. Здесь наоборот, 3% успех. Там ну, и 97 на провал, да, наоборот. Так, сейчас я просто... Я не могу в жару, я просто охуеваю, и у меня вот, ну, не спать просто хочется. Вот. Ну, я такой вялый весь, короче, блядь, я просто, ну, умираю нахуй. Вот. Поэтому, сорян, я тут зеваю, и вообще все плохо. Просто потому что... Жара. Я ненавижу жару. Так, ладно, все, поехали. У меня шмоток на технику у меня нет, поехали. Ну, видите. Видите, а тут я пососал. Ты слегка дергаешь ручку. Потом наваливаешься на дверь, весит. Она не шелкнется, не просто заперта, она глухо заблокирована. Надо попасть. Пожимать плечами. Никак. Как это? Мы типа сюда
Frankly, you're just going to have to accept the fact.
No. We've gotten into every door thus far. That's what we do. We open doors. We're cops. That's our perk. Even Everard knew that's a part of our MO.
Relax. No one's hiding in there. If we can't open it, others can't either. And thus they can't get in.
At least you can think about opening it, about doors in general. They are, after all, fun.
О, есть там что-то у меня? Что там? Ага. Нет, нового ничего не зажглось. Винись конгресс, птичная внутренняя церковь, окей.
Hi again. So, how are things going? Yes? What's the deal? Really? We are grateful, Copman. You're a true ally and the augury of a new era of anodic dance music. You crazy motherfucker. We appreciate it. It's going to take us a bit to move our stuff inside. A couple of hours, maybe. Come check back later. Let's get moving.
Блять. Серьезно? Пара часов? Ай, блядь, ненавижу эту хуйню. Спидпанки, блядь. Господи, какая же жара, блядь, я хуею. Сколько там градусов сейчас на улице? Ну дайте посмотрю. 31 градус, ебать их в рот. Я понимаю, что типа 3 часа дня это типа самый разрыв. Так, давай.
Yeah, it's all set up, man. Can you already imagine 1,000 people in here? 10,000. Ecstatic vibrations, totally transcendent. And I've finished setting up the new compressor too. Now the only thing left to do is the name of the club. Will you do the honours, detective? The name? Everything I managed to come up with sounds just wrong.
Andre's overthinking it.
Yes, you should do it, detective. It would be good for the signs. Noid's right. You've helped us so much. It's the right thing to do.
How about something simple, like the club?
Too modern and too ironic. We don't want ironic. We want real. Real and true and beautiful. Like a morning after the rave. Yakukata! Yakukata! The place to be!
Yeko Qatar, the zone of ecological catastrophe. That's too morbid, eh?
Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega! No, it has to be bigger than hardcore. Yes, it has to be even bigger than hardcore to the mega. It has to be bigger than the scene. The amnesia.
Like the... I can't remember the name of the club.
Amnesia! It's not amnesia, guys.
I wouldn't build a club, and I wouldn't name it either.
An underground place with no name? Sounds like something the Crabman would say.
We're not going with anything the Crabman would say.
Why not? The Crabman has ideas.
I don't care. I don't like the Crabman, and I don't like his ideas. His ideas are spooky. Next, please.
You have? Well, what's the name?
Диско Elysium. Нет пощады демонам ярости. Западный ревашок. Диско Elysium. О, давай.
Like that DeLorean word for the world, you mean? Elysium.
But Disco Elysium? Isn't it wacky? Disco's kind of gone, isn't it? Forgotten.
The past is the future, but no, it's beautiful. Beautiful and brave. And short. And...
It's settled then. Everyone welcome to Disco Elysium.
Andre breaks into frenzied dance-like motion to celebrate the name. Someone turns up the beat. You should go with the flow. Join in on the experience. It feels good. It feels right. But what is this? What is this thing that Andre is doing with his limbs?
I'm dancing.
That soft core gyrating is supposed to be dancing?
Yes, my man.
Talk? What is there to talk about if you can express yourself with moves?
It's to express my individual.
Is that a bald spot? It's hard to tell for sure with the fused together spikes, but it looks like he's balding.
Or because I'm balding, yes. I want to fuse the remains of my hair together before it leaves me. I want to show my hair. I don't give a fuck how old you think I am. I'm 20. Not 20. Of course it is. Otherwise, I'd just be another poor guy with no education and no money. General issue, man. Now I'm all that, and I have radical spikes. Maybe it was a bad idea. Anyway. Goodbye, officer.
Давайте самообладание посмотрим. Боже мой. А, вот, да, вот эти. Музыка, типа, там одно и то же, как бы постоянно, да, вот как будто зацикленная музыка, да? Но она прикольная почему-то. Давайте-ка попробуем. Давай, поехали. Ну, естественно.
But just imagine the moves you could pull to this futuristic beat.
Блять. Хуёво. Чё тут скажешь? А где Ким? А, вон он. Чё я протупил?
We're close. True, hard, full, hardcore, internally coherent. All car.
He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime, invisible movement of the music in the very real ear of the church.
Hardcore! Ah! Is it though? But is it? I mean, really? I am the mic enforcer. I am the We're close. True. Hardcore. Internally. All car.
He furrows his
Hardcore. Ah! Is it though? But is it? I mean, no, but seriously, I'm a bit worried it isn't.
Don't be alone. Everything is okay. He isn't actually worried. Everything is still super hardcore. What he probably...
Yeah! Back on the case! No disgrace! Bring it down to party place! The first page of the second chapter!
Could it be? Maybe for him, you only have a chapter or two left in you. Last of the...
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm still in love with the hardcore. Sometimes I just feel like anodic music is in its infancy, you know? For example, take this Arno van Eyck jam I've been pumping for the last months. Isn't something holding it back from being hyper? It's like it's only ultra. I think it's super hardcore, but you're right. It's not hyper hardcore.
If anything, It sounds a bit proto, like it's not fully formed yet. You might be a moribund alcoholic and a failed cop, but you are pretty certain a thing cannot be both proto and hardcore.
Wow! Culture I think you might be right. But how could it become hardcore then? I know it in my heart, but cannot think it in my head. If this is not hardcore, how could anything be? What? Guys, there's something happening in his... Oh, yeah!
But you're not. This is almost certainly a matter that surpasses the limit.
I know! So does mine! No! This is the answer! Uh-huh. Oh. Yeah! No nation, but transnation! No war, but class war!
Don't be a lunatic. Of course he isn't. Jermaine here just yells random things. Odds.
Yeah!
Unless you were thinking Revachol imperative right now. Anyway, I've had a similar thing happen with Eggs yelling. I know what you mean.
Hardcore superstar!
He's not a communist. It's just something he likes to yell. He picked it up from a tape jockey at the Elysium. She was a communist, though.
Yeah! With the rebel yell! I can do that! If you want that, I can be a conduit for the...
Please don't turn him into...
Oh yeah, sure. This is exactly what we need. Aye! The nation rules the nation! Welcome to Revachol! Welcome to Revachol!
The bright future of Revachol reflects of Jermaine Egghead's giant smile. A world of Revacholian domination, where its shores are bereft.
Dark hardcore!
Basically, yes it is.
Lungs are for love! When Dolores Day was anointed innocence, her lungs started glowing through her body. For the...
Why wouldn't they be? Are the lungs not the place where you hold the breath of your soul?
I think so.
But that's what everybody saw. Explain it as you please. But it doesn't really do to just deny it ever happened.
Так, ладно. Нам нужна грубая сила, да? Ну вот она одна есть. Может где-то еще пойдет. Грубая сила есть. Вот одна. Так, это сюда. И это сюда. Угу. Еще. Понятно. Футбол только выводить.
He stands on stage behind a table, nodding along to the music and waving his hand in the air. In front of him, the audio mixer. The other real deck is empty. Cables run hither and thither. On one side, you see an auxiliary line in with the number 4.5 written next to it.
Что 2%, не то чтобы мало, ну давай пробуем.
No,
Блять, опять пососал,
that would be
ёб
silly.
твою мать.
Your body isn't for thinking. It's for robust, wholesome things. Things like discus, javelin, and 400-meter hurdles.
Блять.
Discus.
Сука. Насосался писюнок, блять, опять. Что, не работает, что ли?
You got us in, cop. I can't believe you got us in. Between you and me, I don't know if you've noticed this about me. I'm a little suspicious of authority. But you really came through for the hardcore underground.
Yes, you really came through for the hardcore underground. How come?
Andre is busy cutting some slightly less lame, but still quite ungainly shapes on the church floor, sweating profusely. Estelle, using her contact mic, the one with the large head, is blasting the dance track on repeat, while the stained glass window behind him, Sire, the tent. 'Twas a security risk, and in here, sanctuary. 'Twas only noble of you.
Комбинированный коп Кима, а это скрученная схема. Близко не разделяют хардкорные ценности, тебе не понять.
Okay.
It's a miracle of carpentry. Their bodies carved into total shapes. Now it can be something more. That's right. The first settlers built it, plus 6 more like it, on the coast here. Was one of the first things alone on an uninhabited archipelago, forced to face themselves and nature. Pre-industrial quantities of solitude. You see, I would want to build a safe place for myself and my own as well. A cop who's into building critique. Okay then, this is folk DeLoreanism, lawmonger. It's a subset of early DeLorean art of core. Total. Everything between an ancient concrete cathedral and a glass cube is DeLoreanism. This is just an homespun version of it, like that woman there. Vertical, thin, white, a false image of grandeur. The source of the system is up there. You're at the bottom. That like to show off large and intricate structures. Arches, spires, put you down with them. They were really into painting everything white too. Virginal shit, you know. Married shit. Virtue and tyranny. Right. Stands to reason it used to be white on the outside before the sea wind took all the paint off.
Year after year, flake after flake, whitewashed clean, then covered in green.
Dead bodies of perennial plants. Sigma functions have left this place. It's a good thing we came along. The spiritual collapse has been total. I saw some piglets suckling their dead mother. Have you heard this one, cop man? After a short while, they shuddered and went away. They had sensed that she could no longer see them, and that she wasn't like them anymore. what they loved in their mother. End of quote. This is an high-quality carcass. The power of anodic beats and hard bass is needed to reanimate it. A Sarais man who lived a long time ago, an ancient hardcore brother. It never was. A 3,000-year-old regime of history, built by hundreds of generations of self-appointed intellectuals. It's false to the core.
The way he says it, the force in false core is invested with 20 kilotons of disgust.
I only said unity. One word. Figures of authority. Andre doesn't care about the Ecclesiastes. He just wants the operation to run smoothly. And Egg is a demi-beast. You shouldn't listen to what people say. The founding party don't give two shits about this place. Look around. They do not have enough love for the human crew to oppose anything anymore. We're on our own. Anodic dance music. Regular dance music wasn't hard enough. And yes, I do. I don't. Fuck her giving me the evil eye. I didn't know it was in here. We have to get rid of it. Dismantle it. Can't dance with a giant...
Mellow, man, mellow. No one's a mass murderer. This is a house... Mass murder on the floor!
I like this question, Cop Man. She did not live the life of a human. That's not the life that humans live. She was adored. Humans aren't. I don't know about you, but they hate me. And they do not think I'm innocent or some shit like that. Well, they loved her. They put all their love in her and forgot all about the rest of us. There is. She is a party repellent and must be taken down before we can begin partying in here.
No, that's not it. It's something more. Something closer to your skin.
Will do.
No, Noid! Stop twisting my melon, man! People are gonna love it! It'll be our thing! Plus it keeps the cold out!
No one says Arno van Eyck is a mass murderer. The anodic pioneer Rietveld is not a mass... Likewise, no one says Jermaine Egghead or Andre are mass murderers. You can live entirely outside that suspicion. Billions of people go about not being guilty of mass murder. She invented the beauty you're feeling. She and her glass cutters and iconographers. You set the standard, alright, then you meet it. It's effective like that, but it is also very soft of core. That so-called beauty of hers. You wouldn't be the first. Millions liked her. She's got those mass-murdering lips. Humanism leads to eating sugar and pigs. Humanism was invented to mass-produce billions of humans. Billions of humans can mass-produce...
And many, many more tons of...
She liked games. Her legacy, the thing we live in, isn't real life. It's a strategy for some kind of victory against a long-dead opponent. The world spirit does not have a body. It has organs. Hardcore is an organ of the world spirit. This Arno van Eyck is an organ. The carpentry and glass cutting that built this house are also organs.
What a strange choice of word. Caustic. Overflowing with negativity. That can't be healthy. What's happening here? Why do you keep coming back to this window? Well, you shouldn't. You shouldn't come back to this anymore. Stop talking.
A mass murderer? Well, okay. Hard to say, cop man. Signs in here are I did get to talk to the crab man though. Anyway, he's been giving me kind of a dude's seen some crazy shit, but he's actually a lot like us. Have you been listening to what Egg's been saying? Love is hard. The man picks up on stuff. And he knows a lot. A good thing you didn't squash him. The crabman's been lurking here for a while. He's experienced things. Things that give off bad signs. As far as we can tell, the Ubies built this place about 320 years ago as a site. Not like a literal sarcophagus encasement, confinement, of something they were afraid of. Something new and unheard of on the Isla. Like, this is some old world shit the Ubies had heard about. I thought the best way to deal with it was to build a church surrounding it, to contain it. I don't know, and it's not something they properly understood either, what it does. But it's what this Sona person is looking for. And it'll be fruitless though. She won't be able to measure it. People like that always want to measure everything. All those things they really... Seems to be the trend around here, doesn't it? You can't measure shit like this. It's not like substance. Like a concentric ring spreading out. The struggling villages. And that is what caused the communards to fail in defending the beachhead. Yeah, a lot of failure has gone down. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It's not even a thing we can answer, cop man. Even I have limits. I'm a limited sniper. Maybe you can figure things out, cop man. I think we got on a good level here. The signs they're hardcore. You know what I think? I think man, woman and child are they're just clothes. It's just a style, you know, normal hard style. Anyone can wear it. Suspicious people are esoteric people. We don't go around spilling everything to Johnny Law. They don't. It took us setting out for this whole enterprise to get our signs synced. It's short for paranoid. It'd be easier to list stuff I'm not suspicious of. I'm not suspicious of sound and colour. Mechanics and chemistry also have a trueness about them. I don't have a top 10 list of things I'm most suspicious of, but if I had one, the left-right complex would be number 1. Number 2 would be their...
Something is off here. You feel like it should be the other way around.
Mental illness is a term the powers use to homogenise people. I think I don't reach mental illness. I am merely politically ill, a suspicious element. No, politics is an inert complex of daily corruption and inane think pieces. The real paradigm is economic, and this is where the innovation happens. It's only a theory. I suspect they're breeding a pig-wheat hybrid. I prefer not to. Both ask the wrong questions. Any spark of light from either one is accidental. Their combined movement's only concern is producing enough. The original mistake was assuming that words have more being than bodies. That's what led us astray, far from our true lives. But
whatever this true life is, you feel it's the real centerpiece of this mythology.
It's only our shit. We should make better use of not being animals or cereal grain ourselves. Yes, having food is means to an end, but the left never talks about the end, only the means. Caps are likewise suckers, constantly sleepless in worry.
His eyes flicker.
But life is true if it's free from fear, an internal division among oneself. And others, mankind has seeds of greatness in it. A germinal will come, beats and bright lights to shatter falsehoods, nerve impulses for the collective body. We are very much alike in basic structure.
Just like that. The speed freak is right in your face. Rejection of the right-left axis. Emphasis on unity. Appreciation of some primordial mode of being. What does that remind you of?
Nationalism, militarism, racism, and emphasis on a leader character are totally absent in hardcore.
He picks up a wrench and scratches his head with it, unaroused by fascism.
Utmost dedication, thoughts from the spinal cord.
The term also signifies certain varieties of pornography.
Egghead usually has a better concept of the hardcore. He just really likes saying hardcore. Hardcore! That's a pretty hardcore coincidence. Yeah! Many non-Occidental cultures share a beat at their art. Thus, they are closer to true hardcore life.
Lord of the Western Plain. It is really happening right here. The migrants are contaminating our youth.
Enough now, Noid. You have had enough fun bothering our guests with your...
She's whistling a melody, her trusty contact mic attached to a wooden pulpit. At the sound of your footsteps, why does that trill sound familiar?
Hey there. I've been recording some new audio from all these beams and rafters. The sounds travelling through the wood are pretty cool. Creaks and stuff. Like you're underwater, you know? But like, underwater. And no, it's got nothing to do with contact mic. No, I actually wanted to thank you for getting me and my friends in here. Good, I think. Noid is getting a read on the place. I think he finds the carpentry very impressive. Andre's been setting up the compressor and dancing. Egghead's been keeping the party up. He's got the stage under control. And the crabman hasn't shown himself much. Thank God. Sure, you helped us out. I can repay the favour. The crabman. Still gives me the creeps the way he moves. But I just tried to stay away from the crabman. But he talks to Noid. They seem to have some thing going on. Beats me. Noid said they get along somehow. They're both crazy enough, I guess. Who knows? He doesn't really answer our questions, see? Not that it's easy to ask them. What are we supposed to do, yell up at the tower? Who do you want to know about? Andre? He's a cool guy. Doesn't really come off as one, but he takes care of shit. Sorry. I mean, he's got a vision. Of what life should be, you know? He tries to push things until everything falls into nothing. But then again, there's nothing to organise around here either. Must have taken it as a sign when he found it abandoned like that. Said it was an augury. I don't know where he got that from. Andre's not super intelligent. I've never seen him so psyched about anything though. And he's often psyched. Looks sort of desperate, like, I mean, not that he does drugs, just high, you know?
Yeah, drugs, shit, fuck. We don't care.
Yes. Anyway. Come to think of it, yes. He's in some kind of a self-destruction mode with that hair of his, bleaching it like that. Probably wants to get rid of it altogether. Yes. Who do you want to know about? He's a four-burger, I guess, like the rest of us. Okay, maybe not Egg, I don't know about him, but Noid and the rest are from Four-burger. He's real hardcore about the lifestyle. What do you mean, do? Like for a living? He's a carpenter, trained and all. He's very good, he just doesn't have the mindset to work like that, in a shop somewhere. Not to sound too dramatic, but I wouldn't make light of his belief system when he's around. Noid's a serious person. He's serious. It's just something poor Fourburg kids do every spring. To pass the time, we walk the entire length of Boogie Street, up to Jamrock, or as much as possible. I don't know, man. Have you been down Boogie Street? It's a little bewildering. Okay, then you should go and take a look, I guess. Boogie Street is cool. It's got a lot of immigrants and all kinds of different people.
Unfortunately, I can confirm that.
Okay, to each his own. Who do you want to know about? What do you mean? Oh, that. He's the party boy. Anodic music doesn't really do vocals in the traditional sense. Vocals are thought of as rock. That's to say they're a bit backward. No offense if you like rock music though.
Pachoo, pachoo, swish. Your credentials as the resident future man of Revachol are being questioned. Show her you're hip with the times, Gramps.
Anyway, even if you don't have vocals, you still need someone to say something every now and then, right? To urge things on. He basically just stands on the stage and
I understand. People are usually afraid to do things if others aren't already doing them. Dancing makes you dance like anyway.
Actually, we don't know where he's from. Or one time we were out partying somewhere in backwater Fourburg. Or maybe even...
The worst of the banlieues. A wretched heap of closed down mines, even west of Jamrock. On the dusty slope of Montmartin.
Egg was yelling along to some jam someone was spinning, all night long. Just kept yelling until he didn't have a shred of voice left. When the sun came up over the mines. There were mines? Yeah, it was in Coal City. Egg came with us. He made this wheezing puppy dog sound all the way back. It was definitely Coal City, because it took us 2 days to walk back to the fort. He just wheezed the whole way. We never really asked why he came with us. People are sweet.
You can see it must have been a great night. The memory causes her to go silent.
Who do you want to know about? Me? Again? I told you, I'm a silver bird.
There's that phrase again. Really reminds you of something.
It means I don't answer questions about myself. Is there a law that would stop me from lying?
That would depend on the circumstances.
Thank you. Sure.
Ну что, давайте скорость реакции чекнем. Да, есть бомжовская. Шапка, блять. Поехали.
Welcome back.
The silver bird has already flown away. I will catch it later.
Да, позже поймаешь, блядь. Конечно. Ну и что происходит-то, собственно? Блять. Ну, типа караоке. Блять, я даже не знаю, что делать на самом деле, блять. Сейчас. Проверки, короче, все я просто проебал. О, концептуализация.
Dead body, spirit entered. What is there to talk of? I don't say much anything as a carpenter anymore. They tried to make me into I regret the time I dedicated to that profession and that worker collective. I say things more as a member of the hardcore side. Why? You're a cop. I carry carpentry. Sure.
Концептуализация. Блять. Есть еще что-то? Давай.
Yo, man, what's on your mind?
Jumping around, as this sort of music requires, is actually a taxing physical activity and should be dignified with a sports suit. You might as well make it complete with a whistle then.
Лол. Блять. Короче, я хуй его знаю, чуваки. Что я этим добился, на самом деле. Баки с дистиллированной водой. Так. Самообладание.
Goodbye, officer.
Давайте еще одну. Так. Самообладание, больше у меня ничего нету.
You close
Есть,
your eyes,
смотрите-ка.
vacate your skull, leaving your brain to wonder, where did that little fluttering...
Total darkness. You sink down the darkest. Here it will begin. Oh, don't worry. The music's still there. This is a pivotal moment. Try nothing. Just the immaculate silence of your spinal fluid. Who fucking cares? God, where is your God?
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Every vertebrae in your spine is an unformed skull ready to pop up and to rule the world. I am the spinal cord.
From what I can see, it's about to bust up.
Foolhardy! Do you even know what's happening on the surface? Maybe...
With your eyes still closed, the first thing you feel, all the way back in the pivoting darkness of your own torso, is warmth. You have become a triumph of rhythmoplastics, somewhere in a smelly wooden church on the coast of Revachol. The wounds from the war you waged. As you open your eyes, you should scream, hyper, hyper. It seems appropriate. You have become a
Хрена себе, смотрите, ебашит чувак.
flesh and bone
Ебать.
of the throb coming from the speaker setup of the one called Eggheads, entirely, rigidly, imbecile, without pity or fear.
Oh my god!
Слушайте, я даже это сохранил. Мне нравится. Хардкор.
With his reel-to-reel mixer blasting the anthem of a future that will never come, the young... He throws a screwdriver and a bunch of drill chucks into the corner and explodes into dance. What he lacks in sharpness, he more than makes up for in violent enthusiasm. The young man
Тоже пошел.
then assumes the same dance pattern, embellishing it with some sort of waving motion. The young woman lifts her headphones up slightly and raises her chin, looking...
No, recording.
What's going on here? Delinquents.
This is clearly a Code 31 emergency. The lieutenant squeezes the bridge of his nose. The light reflects off his glasses.
What's happening? Good for you. Rock on then. What?
Давай, давай. Эй, блядь, жаль. Мартышка, ёб, чё? Простите. Журналист. Журналист. Он делает паузу. Мартышка, ёб. Ай, блядь. Ай, блядь, ебать. сука, вот это... Слушайте, я тут сижу, охуеваю от жары, короче, блядь. Меня тут загрузили какую-то инфу, вот этой вот, просто, ну я просто в ахуе. И тут вот это, блядь, это пиздец. Да ты слышал, столицы, мартышка, ёб. Ой, блядь. Закончил с этим. А чё, куда он делся? Дыхание
fills the church as the lieutenant opens the door and steps out. The dynamic motion of your flailing body is bordering on pain. You feel as if turning on the high point of no return. Feels almost melancholy. Are you sure you have the entire pussy alone for this?
Here we go, it's hardcore. Feel the sound above my
Меня
head.
от этого начали срывает, трепет. Таким ушел паршиво, Андре танцует активнее. Ну, блядь, давай, ладно. Да, сработало, твою мать, сработало! Сработало, чуваки, пиздец! На побережье бухты Мартинес от маленькой потрепанной. На побережье в бухте. На побережье в бухте Мартинеса стоит маленький
RCM is contorting his body into idiotically rigid shapes as he invents the future
в
of
центре
dance
здания.
music.
Посреди церкви дергается
It's
офицер
the
МГМ,
hardest
искривляя свое тело
anyone
в
has ever
придурковатых позах,
danced.
открывая миру будущей танцевальной музыки. Никто никогда не танцевал хардкорнее. Что со мной подступает какое-то странное чувство?
I am la
Я Ревашелье.
I am the city. I am a fragment of the world. My heart is the wind corridor, the bottom of my... Come morning, I carry industrial dust and let it settle on tree leaves. I shake the dust from those leaves. I've seen you. I've seen you. I've seen you with her. The modulations of my voice are noted down with thermometers and barometers. You feel me in your nostrils. I also reside in your lungs and vestigial organs. You are an officer of the citizen's militia, jaunt in rebut. When you wear, you move through my streets freely, in motor carriages and on foot. You have access to the hidden places. You must make it right at once. I need you. You can keep me on this earth.
An officer of the RCM is lying on the floor of a small church with his eyes rolled back and his tongue.
Had a good rest there? Fuck yeah! I bet you did. Those were some advanced moves, man.
Сомневался. Чувак двигался-то просто улетно. Ребят, было круто, но я совсем выдохся. Кроме того, мне очень нужно покориться с своим напарником. Ару. Мартышка, ёпты, говорит, желтолицый, блядь. Возможно, тебе казалось, но и кому нужно даже добавил громкость, знак уважения. Чувак, да это... Ох, чувак, это же просто будущий приятель спидана задыхается от восторга. Теперь представь, если бы могли потратить это только типа на 1000 человек. Просто улет. Совершенно выбился из сил, мышцы расслабились, ноги болтались, как бы поронены. На этом все, ребята, давайте, до свидания. Да я вообще в ахуе. Мартышка, ёпты, это желтолицый. Сука, ору нахуй, ну-ка.
Remember that weakness you were looking for in the ceramic armor? Like, maybe it can only stop small, fast projectiles, but a large, slow-moving pry bar would shatter it? Or, if I run an electrical current through it, maybe it will melt. Or, personal favorite, frequency something something radio weapon? None of that would work. You need to shoot the part of the enemy that doesn't have Fair with a T-500 on it.
Принять. Ну-ка. Координация. Лимит всех навыков повышается на 1. Сибилы проверки. Ну вот это хуйня на самом деле. Стойкость. Стоп. Вот. Вот эта вот хуйня. Вот, она мне не нужна. Мимо проверки. Заблокированный бонус от мысли. Эту хуйню можно забыть, кстати. Приблизительно до 6. Статика хардкора. Впитываешь. Ебать, я тут, конечно, наебашил, бля, чуваки. Это жестко. Реально жестко.
It's colder outside than you were expecting. You see the lieutenant standing there, a small cloud of white. He turns to you, but says nothing.
What's my problem? You're a real piece of work, Harry. You know that? Apologizing would be a good start. Maybe it really isn't your fault. You might just be an irretrievable human catastrophe. Which I guess makes me the idiot for hoping you could be better. I mean, look at yourself. I just don't understand. We had been making real progress towards solving the case, but now I'm afraid I just can't trust you.
Oh, shit.
The lieutenant looks at you with a mix of pity, contempt, and...
Get your shit together, detective. Detective, enough. I don't want to hear about your degenerate ravings. I've heard plenty as it is. Just stop. What good times? If they don't mean anything, why do you say them? Stop. Stop! You won't even call me by my actual title. It's always Kim this, Kim that. Has it even occurred to you how disrespectful that is? But see, you can't. Or you just refuse to. Not that the difference really matters.
The lieutenant goes silent for a moment. He has the upright bearing of a king's headsman, waiting.
For the sake of the investigation, I'll stay. You fucking asshole. I'm not here to be your loyal assistant, and I never have been. I'm staying because I have to protect the... Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some other matters to attend to. We'll meet again as usual in the... Don't fuck anything else up while I'm away.
Ой, лол.
The dark shadow of the church is drawn out on the sand. Two men stand there.
Ха, блять, я просто ору с этой хуйни. Ну, чуваки, эту хуйню можно даже, блять, тупо сохранить, блять. Бля, это просто крик. Просто, сука, ор, блядь, был. Мартышка, ёб, блядь. Ой, бля, просто нереально. Ну давайте споем, там уже вечер же наступил, почти 8 часов. Пойдемте петь.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. The Coldima Madakwa. Sorry, I would never have guessed that you were that interested in ultrasonic sounds. Or birds for that matter. That's fair. It's been a long time since my Coldima Madakwa hunting days. Once knew a group of young This was before, you know. Lost touch with them after all of that. Cool or not, one of them was obsessed with recording the Coldima Madakwa. And he was one of those passionate people. We thought we did. We got together all these recordings of unusual sound patterns. Compared them. That really wasn't the point. After the Symphonia, we moved on to the sounds of office supplies or something like that. Unfortunately, I don't have any recordings from my old life. None at all. But I do have a tape with some ultrasonic sounds that might be what you're looking for. This recording comes from down the coast. Wasn't looking to record anything specific. Just left a recording device. Keep in mind, I have to slow this one down enough to make sounds well over 200 kilohertz audible to the human ear. It will...
As the hum grows louder, modulating but always unnaturally uncomfortably low, he nods to you, reassuringly, just as more diverse, higher-pitched sounds, some random, some appearing to form patterns. Seabirds most likely, gulls and such.
And skewers, but...
That's it. The signal in the noise. A low range of sounds is easier to handle with a focal point, but still troubling. You are mesmerized by the sounds, but also feel nausea welling up as the motif continues, then begins to recede, dissolving in what must be the sound of water lapping.
You know, now that I've listened to it on these new speakers, it's not the Coldima Madakwa. Wrong patterns, wrong photons. Probably some insect trying to sing higher than its predators can hear. Still, fascinating.
Чё там? Мадаква, блядь. Хорошо. Господи, как же жарко, сколько там градусов-то? Все еще 31 градус. Я ебал, блядь. Просто. Это ебаное лето, блядь, ненавижу, сука. Давайте подойдем к дедам опять. Давай, дед, ну-ка. Недоступно самообладание. А у меня уже прокачано, блядь, до 7, ёб твою мать, блядь. Как хуёво. Эквилибристика, техника, скорость реакции, восприятие. Логика. Да. Что там у нас по мыслям? Блять. Бонус какой-то может быть, а? Ой, блядь, концептуализация слэш с детективами. Так, спящий портовый рабочий. Панчклок. Чё? Пейфон. Где это? Панчклок пейфон. А, я понял. Так. Сковано. Риторика. Стена на заднем дворе невозможно.
I like playing in the dark.
Понятно. Ух, хорошо, давайте споем. Кима тут нет уж, правильно? Ага. А, пойдем ботинки снимать. Да. С трупа. Нам как раз не нужен никакой. Им в том месте. Сохраняемся.
The bear's eyes are still glow. The body is whatever you're planning to do. It's not complete. It feels like just relax. This is easy. He's too. This is the right, not good. Yes, these didn't the whirling have a kitchen?
Получилось.
Shoot, Looney. I like it a lot, brother. This really is your comeback.
Ну-ка. Фу, блядь. Надо было раньше, блядь, снимать тело. Но у меня так получилось по прохождению, что я не смог это сделать.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in. Inside, a secret room seems like an old weapons cache from the Revolutionary. It means there are firearms. This is a good.
Так, где-то тут еще одна, значит, должна быть тайник, ну, тайник с оружием должен быть еще где-то.
This industrial gas-powered stove has been used to prepare food for many hungry hostile guests. Getting the corpse residue out of these boots is going to require patience, and also a huge pot full of boiling water, soap, and white vinegar. A commercial pot draws your attention. It's very large, gigantic even. It could be used to make enough stew to feed an entire city, and also to boil a putrid. There is a variety of soaps and bleaches in the cabinet to the left of the stove. It's bad with those boots. Don't be stingy now. The delicious smells of cheap soap and vinegar waft. All right now, chef. Light up the stove and boil them. The strong smell of vinegar forces you to step away from the pot. The water slowly comes to a boil. Strips of polymer fabric and human tissue separate from the lining of the boots. They float. A two-course dinner of rotten flesh and hardened ceramic. The boots look cleaner and cleaner. Those bits of human flesh are beginning to look cooked, just like beef stew. That's it, chef. The boots are as clean as they're going to get. Steam, dense with the smell of strange meat, disappears into the vent above the stove. A pair of real beauties. The boots are shiny, hot, and reek of vinegar. Just perfect.
Фу, блядь, в этой хуйне, блядь. Ай, блядь. А потом он будет там варить еду, блядь, в этой хуйне, блядь. Это просто невообразимо, блядь. Вот это меня больше всего и отталкивает. Две вещи. Первое, носить ботинки, которые, ну, просто гнилым мясом, короче, человеческим, короче, были наполнены, да, там, все, вот это трупными ядами, блядь. Это, даже пусть они будут там продезинфицированы, это стрёмно. Снимать их стрёмно, носить их стрёмно. А тут еще на кухне заведение их, это, ну, чистить, ну, это пиздец. Хотя бы, я не знаю, там, придумали бы, ну, эти, как их называют, разработчики игры, такую штуку, что ты там можешь их отнести там куда-то, там, на побережье, блядь, развести костер, блядь, принести туда средства какие-то там, и их там отмыть. Почему именно на кухне, блядь, ты этим должен заниматься? Это отвратительно, блядь. Вот, это просто отвратительно, блядь. Ну чё, мысли какие-нибудь? Мысли. Блядь, тут ничего не видно, кстати. Что там за... Лол. Ну что там еще остается? Получается, что вот эта вот часть, ее нету. А что еще остается? Шлем получается, да, только? И все. Сколько там стрим? 2 часа идет. Можно уже, в принципе, на этом и закончить. Ладно, это диско Elysium. Тут придем, куда придем, короче, одним словом. Вот. Ладно. Давайте на этом закончим.